What is up, everyone? Circon here. Advent calendar day 4 is the, what's it called? The mutant? The alien? Frankenstein? I've heard so many nicknames. I don't even know anymore. M6A2E1, American, heavy, tier 8. And used to be, I think it was like a pre-order item back in the day or something like that. And they've sold it a bunch of times over the last couple of years, especially. It's gonna set you back 7,000. I have minus because of the fact that I already have the tank. So there you go. That's why if you want to buy it with the in-game gold, you can also buy it off the store. Obviously, it's gonna be $25 or 49 with the big one with the credits and whatnot. And as always, if you're gonna get it, I would just get the box standard one basically. So the M6A2E1, a premium heavy tank, like I said. Some things will pop out if you see the stats right now is that the DPM is pretty low. It's not great. Baseband 204 is not great. APCR 245 is, I mean, it's enough, but it's not great. Top speed is low as well. So it's not very maneuverable. Aim time is good. Dispersion is decent for an American tank, I suppose. Shelf velocity is fine. But here's the big thing, and that's why some people maybe like it, is that it has incredibly troll armor frontally. It has limited matchmaking, the good old-fashioned limited matchmaking, meaning you'll never see tier 10. You'll at most see tier 9, which again is at most 5 of them, or 3 of them, right? But at most 5 in the 10-5 matchmaking. And yeah, that is pretty good, right? Limited matchmaking is always nice. Not facing the most horribly balanced tier in the game is nice. And as you can see, as long as you're facing directly frontally, right? There's a lot of things that you'll be fighting that just cannot pen you with base ammo, basically, right? So it doesn't really have a lower plate. Lower plate is actually a complete trap. It's even better than the upper plate, so don't fall for that. And the front of the turret's also pretty strong. It does have the cupola, which is a bit of a weak spot. This is the real meme, is that the sides are really, really weak, as you can see. But, you know, at an angle it's still decent enough, but flat on it deteriorates so quickly. It's like 66. You can almost get a cheap end there. Pretty crazy. And there's also no space armor anywhere, so like the moment you find yourself fighting against someone that has like 240 pen or higher, which is mostly tier 10s and a lot of tier 9s, your frontal armor suddenly doesn't mean anything. But if you're fighting tier 7s and 6s, they're gonna have a horrible time fighting against you. If you face hug stuff, and there's not a lot of things that will pen you at the same tier that are even heavies and mediums and stuff. Like they need like I said, you need 240, 250 plus pen. And definitely tier 7 and below, if they're not a TD, they're going to struggle hard, which is kind of the bread and butter of this thing. What else is there to say? Oh yeah, the crew is awkward because things like the E5 have, what is it again? They have the commander's the radio guy, where this guy has a radio separately. So for crew training purposes, it's actually pretty bad because you want to use that commander with the full skills, right? And you're going to be training a radio man you don't really need, because it's the same with M103 and stuff like that. So for those that are using it as a crew trainer or something, it's definitely not worth it. Also has a 20% fire chance, free 80 base free range, which means if you have a really good crew and you have this whole setup, you can actually get the 446 of fuel range with ventilation and food, which is rather nice if that's something you're looking out for. You can always change out ventilations for something else. You can even just go with optics, of course. But you might want to look into like, I don't know, the turbo even. I'm a big fan of putting turbos and everything nowadays. But overall, I'd say it's not really worth it. It is pretty quote unquote cheap, right? It is pretty sort of cheap. I'm doing all kinds of things, but I'm not on camera. I'm doing like the, what do you say, bunny ears? Like $25. But I don't think a lot of people will enjoy it because it's slow and it has no DPM. But the armor can be super troll. I remember playing, this is way back, this is like 2, 3, 4 years ago, on things like Lakeville in a platoon with these. And as long as you help each other out and not get people your sites and like city maps and stuff, you can troll so many people. And that will still happen because you don't see them a lot. There's a lot of people still trying to hit your lower plate and stuff like this. Now, this might diminish a little bit like today or this week as more and more people, there will be a whole bunch of people playing it and buying it and stuff. So, but like if you play this on like a weird, like a Monday, 2 months from now, no one will know. Most of you people won't know that the lower plate is just an absolute trap and you can just walk over some people. Now, the fact that it has such limited DPM, right? You can go to not even 2100 here. I think with fence it might be. Go. It's 2100, right? It's not a lot. It's not a lot. And you do only have the 320 alpha as well, so you can't really trade with other heavies either. So I'd say pass out. I would pass on it, right? There's better ways to spend your money for sure. Even though this is quote unquote cheap at 25 for a tier 8 heavy, which it is compared to other tier 8 heavies, but I would recommend staying away from it. You're better off buying something like a Renegade or something if that ever comes up. And that's pretty much my review. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.